Whatever you believe is true will become true for you. So if you think it's hard, if you think that there's no other way, then this will be manifested in your life. Will open a lot of things, even give you the ability or the chance or the opportunity to make a living out of this. There's a reason you feel pulled to create more, to do more, to be more expressive, and to live more. Why and how? These answers will come to you by the end of this video. Today I want to talk to you about something that we are rarely being taught, but we all seek it: passion, purpose, and the path to freedom, especially as a conscious creator. And if you feel stuck, if you feel overwhelmed, if you feel like you're doing all the right things, but somehow you're still not aligning with your passion and purpose, then this video is for you. Welcome back. This is Jesse Francisco, aka Jesse Jax, and you are watching the Higher Level You show.
It's Jax. I came a long way, been through it all, but let me take it back once more. There's a lot that you didn't know, that I didn't even know myself. There's a lot that I gotta show, so we can grow.
But let's check out what these other famous people are saying about the path to freedom, about success and passion and purpose and all that.
Fail big. That's right. Fail big. Today's the beginning of the rest of your life, and it can be very frightening. It's a new world out there. It's a mean world out there, and you only live once. So do what you feel passionate about. Take chances professionally. Don't be afraid to fail. There's an old IQ test, was 9 dots, and you had to draw 5 lines with a pencil within these 9 dots without lifting the pencil. The only way to do it was to go outside the box. So don't be afraid to go outside the box. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. So have dreams, but have goals, life goals, yearly goals.
It's really about me challenging myself. I think my excitement in doing music is me feeling like I'm never stagnant, me feeling like I didn't get comfortable in my own skin of what I think is good or what someone else thinks is good. Stepping outside of my comfort zone and mastering it. And that excites me. When I feel like I've accomplished that, it just keeps the hunger for more going. Like I don't feel I can ever stop.
It also make me more hungry though.
Really though?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, because it's a need to never be content or to be comfortable. You always want to continue to grow. So whatever that challenge is, I'm always looking for. Always searching for that next thing that inspired me within writing. It could be another word, it could be another concept, another song, another album. But it's just a challenge. It's just a search to write that perfect verse.
So you see, there is much more to this that is under the surface, and especially because our own soul expression is seeking us to go to that path. We are always talking about the could've, would've, the should've. We should do this, but we are stuck. We're so stuck in the matrix, and we are so we don't know how. So I've been asking people something in specific. I'm asking them the following thing: what is it that you really want? What is it that you really love doing? Their passion. I'm asking them for their passion. and I'm asking them, what is it that you are willing to do without asking for money, without getting paid for, spending hours and hours without to charge somebody or without to getting paid for it. And that is your passion, something that you love doing without getting something in return for it, something without ROI, return of investment. The only ROI you get is your peace and happiness and the love that you're doing it because you're loving it. What is it? Ask yourself that. The majority of the people that can't even answer that. And that is your passion, and that passion is a part of your purpose. A while ago, I was talking about the ikigai concept, how you can map out your purpose. But in order to have that grand purpose, you need to know the thing that you love doing without even getting paid for it. That is your passion. And without doing the things that you love, you will not be truly happy. Because at the end of the day, people, that was my first question. What is it that you really want? Being happy, being with love, being in love, being with people that I love, and being happy and in peace with it, right? And that is exactly what we need to confront ourselves. And that is the path of freedom, right? Because doing the thing that you love will open a lot of things. It might even give you the ability or the chance or the opportunity to make a living out of this, because you are honing in on your craft. You spend so much time to perfect whatever it is that you love, and you come to this point where other people ask you, how did you do it? How did you go from here to there? How exactly and then people can ask for money if they want to. And this is a path you can go, and this is the path that a lot of us are going, and majority of you watching is going as well. How can I monetize my passion? This is the path to freedom. But in order to do all these things, you might want to consider, am I really paving the way to freedom? For example, I never owned a car. We have to go through certain sacrifices in order to grow. Why do I need to possess so much things that are really a liability in my life, instead of creating assets in my life that are working for me? In the grand scheme of things, making money work for me, like 50 Cent always says, right? So why am I... Of course, I always wanted to have a car. You can always drive a car, but owning a car is something else, right? For me, it was always a liability I wanted to build myself up, build the things that really truly give me the opportunity to make more money before I really invest in liabilities. For me, the path is to invest in assets, like having and owning my own house or apartment, whatever it is, whatever it is for you. Because real estate, right? Real estate can really make money for you without even needing for you to take continuously part in it. You can make your money work for you. You can have so much possibilities with real estate. I don't know. I don't even have to tell you all these things, what you can do with it. You just need to own it. You don't need to live in there. You can rent it out. You can do a whole bunch of stuff. And with that money, you can invest in other things, and then you can have your car and you can of course, you can also go another route. You can create and have your own business, and then have tax write-offs and tax refunds and all that stuff on your car, on the usage of your car, because your car is needed for business, and if it's needed for if you have a car that is needed for business purposes only, you can write off a bunch of stuff. Of course, it needs to have certain requirements in your country. It's always different in certain countries. In the US, I think the bigger cars have more better requirements for tax write-offs. For example, in Portugal, there are more electronic cars that have a bigger chance or more possibilities for tax write-off. There are a bunch of variations based on depending on your country and wherever you live. You can of course take that route as well. So there's a bunch of stuff you can do, but having a car is a big liability. Having a 30, 40, $50,000 car, euro car, whatever, that is a bunch of money you can use to invest in your business, in your conscious business, right? So we have to be aware where is our path to freedom currently, and then flow with our intention. It's manifesting is not only in the thought but also in the action. So take responsibilities of your actions so you can manifest really what it is that you love doing. People ask me how to get from here to there. By making the first step. And forget about these things that looks good and is shiny and whatever. But is it really something that you need? Is it what you really want? Or is it something else down the line? Let's come here for a moment. I already talked about this on IG, but I want you to really know and understand what I was saying there. So let us break this all down. So what I was saying is, for a lot of people, they think they should do this, they should do that, but there's so many things that the matrix is working hard to really keep us from living in our dream, living with our dream and following our passion and our purpose, because they just want us to be controlled. They just want us to be controllable and to be that little thing in the system that is running the system, that the machine keeps running. But this is not our soul path. This is not why we are here. We all have a mission here, and it's our duty to find out what it is and to do it. But sometimes it's just too overwhelming that there's so many ways to go at certain things, and there's so many ways that maybe we want to do, so many things that we want to do, right? Especially for me, I was first, my music career, I was always looking for that big break, always wanting to achieve something big with the music, and nothing happened for years. But then when I kept with it, and I perfected my craft, and I stepped into it with passion and loving what I do, not care so much about the outcome. The money came. Not only the money came, but also the achievements came, the opportunities came. And that was the thing when this particular path changed for me, because I saw things differently. But since I also had this deep calling that I want to help people, and that I want to help people more closely, and not only through my music, but also directly. And I also always thought that, what a word combination. I also thought that I had to decide whether I step into my spirituality and grow my spirituality more, or focus on guiding with that spirituality, with that side, or if I step into the spiritual entrepreneurship, or if I continue with the music and spread my message that way. But I spent years actually to navigate that. And for a long time, I thought I can only do either this or do that. But fast forward, just right now, I fully combined and merged all of my passions, helping other people with ancient wisdom, speaking about ancient wisdom, how we can integrate it into our modern day life, also backed up by science, and combining my love for meditation and how it helped me and help other people with these things as well, and how I can guide them, and also how we can merge all these things with my music. So we made an event, right, with my partner, the sound healer. What an incredible talent. And we merged all of these things together, and it worked, and it was such a harmony. And why did I think we cannot combine it in a way that it works for the audience, for the crowd, for the people that need this? There are people that need exactly what you are thinking about, what you are overwhelmed with, and the thing that you are keep inside your head. No, it's not the right time. No, you're procrastinating about that, but this is needed right now. Breathe with me. There are things, there's a reason that you feel the calling, and it's gonna call you until you are ready. And when we are not seeing that we have, when we don't realize that we have this mission here, then life will repeat its lessons until we get it. Not only that, but life will show you that you need to make a change, because ultimately you're not living with your passion, and that manifests in various ways: anxiety, frustration. You keep working that job that for years that you hate to do, and you getting into depression and burnout. All these things because you don't live in your full authentic expression by doing what you love to do and doing what you are here to do. I know it's hard sometimes, that reality check, right? That, yeah, it's cool to dream about these things, but in reality we have to do this and pay bills and da. Don't stress yourself. Just let me break it down in simpler terms. Let us step back for a moment, okay? Reality, that what you think reality is relative. Quantum physics, yeah, I'm talking about quantum physics again. They tell us that we are living in a potential of all possibilities, all kinds of possibilities. We are living, this universe, this quantum field that we are living and navigating in, is just a potential of possible outcomes. Everything already exists in the now. When we make a decision, there's a parallel universe that experiencing the opposite decision that we made. And then it goes from there. There are multiple and infinite realities or universes, multiverses. This is what they are talking about. The scientists are talking about that. In quantum physics, they are talking about this, and they are proving it to you why they think about these things, why they believe these things. They are scientists after all, right? So you have the potential inside of you to do whatever you feel called to do. So, but let's go down to the next. And Tahuti is talking about this. All is mind. The universe is mental. Whatever you believe is true will become true for you. So if you think it's hard, if you think that there's no other way, then this will be manifested in your life. Now I want to ask you, as a reflection, and I want you to write that down. What truth is coming back to you and why? What truth is coming back to you? Write that down, journal that, and get some clarity on that. And let's move on to the next section. And as I talked about, freedom is not just something that we experience on the outside factor, the outside world. Freedom is also something that comes from within. It's not just financial. The finances can give us some great deal of freedom or the feeling of freedom. But if we don't feel free, if we feel that something is still holding us back, for example, so many emotional things, so many traumas that we still didn't work through, then these things will always hold us. These things will always hold us back and hold us in some confinement, in some kind of prison inside of us, that we are living in our own prison. And our mind can do this really good, really well. So also there's the question, what do I need to do to feel free from the inside? Talking about these the path to freedom with in the material world is one thing, but the inner world is pretty important too, if not even more important. Because what did we learn? If you watch my comedy, you know the outer world reflects the inner world. And we can work on stuff, on our strategy as much as we can, but if we haven't aligned inside, then it won't work. Manifestation can only manifestation from our authenticity, from our true intention, can only happen if we are aligned, if we are manifest, if we are vibrating from sending those frequencies, those vibrations out from a place of authenticity and our intention, the thing that we love to do, the thing that who are we really? And if we try strategies only 50% or even 40%, and 60% is the alignment, the shadow work, the manifestation that based on our intentions and our thoughts. Basically, the inner world is 60% and 40% is the outer world. Strategy can only help you so far. So that's also why I needed to recalibrate, reorganize, and reshape my retreat experience, because I noticed that I'm attracting people that are not exactly the people I want to work with in the long term, in the long run. So I had to change my perspective. I had to change my messaging. I had to change not the whole thing, of course, but certain things in my messaging, certain things in my tactics, because I didn't really it didn't really align with me, so I would attract the wrong people for the most part. That's not the goal, right? So now I want to ask you something else that you can journal about. Where in your work do you feel most free? And where do you feel most trapped? Write that down. Journal about that, my nigga. Journal about that, fam. All right, so now I want you to reflect on all these things that we're talking about, and remember that the path to freedom is not linear. The path to freedom has ups and downs, but make sure it goes up in the grand scheme of things. And it's not linear, but it's real alignment. And that's what we're here for. That's what it's all about. Align so we can enlighten. We can go to our path to enlightenment and true freedom. Freedom as it's in our mission. And I also were struggling with a lot of plans that I was going for, a lot of things that I'm planning to do, a lot of things that I want to do. And I don't want to just talk about the could'ves, would'ves, should'ves, right? And talk about how can I make this possible. So I talked to my AI assistant and structured everything out and organized it in Notion. Notion is this powerful app that gives you an crystal clear organization, gives you your goals, how you can how breaks down these goals and how to go from that goal. What is the next step? And all that to a grand goal. But before you arrive there, you need to break these things down, right? Break down these big goals and then see what you can do. And so many things that you can organize there. You can organize it with sheets, you can organize it with checkboxes, you can organize it with step by step to follow. What is it that you need to do? You can put some voice notes in there to make. There's so much things that you can do. And I want to give you my Notion template so you can organize yourself. You don't have to think about how do I structure this. I'm going to give you the templates and you can insert it in Notion. And I'm going to give it to you for free. It's here in the description. The link is in the description. All right, so that's it from me, guys. Happy to see you on the next journey, on the next episode. Peace out. Jesse out. Ciao.